Forbes magazine calls him one of the biggest YouTube influencers in the world. His videos have been watched 11 billion times.
Billion?
And he became a millionaire before his 30th birthday.
What? Not too shabby. And guess who caught up with him? Donna.
Yes, she did.
Hi,
Donna. Hi, guys. Yes, his name is Mark Fischbach, but your kids may know him as Markiplier. Now, the YouTube streamer is out with a new interactive special called A Heist with Markiplier, where you, the player, get to decide his fate. I talked to him about how he went from making videos in his basement to becoming a YouTube tycoon. Now, let's go to before you were Markiplier.
Okay.
What was Mark Fischbach like as a kid? Were you obsessed with video games?
I mean, yeah, in an unhealthy way. My dad introduced me to computers like when I was 5 years old. So I've been playing games since I could speak practically.
And when you were 22, you dropped out of school and you decided, I'm going to start recording myself playing video games. How quickly did it go from just making these videos in your basement to developing this following of millions and millions of followers?
I mean, it's hard to put in a short amount of words,
Right,
but
I know.
just an obsession. I would say that it all comes down to the fact that I was completely obsessed with this new thing. I'd never experienced having people pay any sort of attention to me. I was the quiet kid in school. I never spoke. And when I did speak, people were always surprised because I had this voice in high school. So everyone was like, what? That guy, he's just been quiet this whole time, but he's got this really weird, like, deep radio voice. Yeah, so when it started like building up, and this took like a year and a half to get to the point where I could even make money off of it, but just seeing people on the internet actually like what I was making was an earth-changing like experience for me. It was groundbreaking. It was something I'd never had.
You made $17.5 million reportedly last year, which is, I mean, insane. What does a 30-year-old do with that kind of money?
I mean, I don't know where they get their numbers from. I don't think I made that much.
I don't know that I made that much, but
yeah, well,
that's what's out there.
I give a lot of what I give to charity, and to be perfectly honest, the numbers don't mean anything past a certain point. I feel like I'm very content with what I have. I feel like I have enough. I don't live in a lavish mansion. Like, my car is nice, but that's about the only thing that I've ever bought for myself. Everything else, you know, I feel like it's just weird to have too much.
A lot of parents have kids who are obsessed with video games. What advice do you have for turning a passion into a profitable profession like you've done?
The one thing I would say, if anyone's trying to make YouTube videos or videos like that in any way, is just like stick to what makes you happy. Don't try to make something for someone else, because it won't be yours, and it won't be art, it won't be anything like that. If you want to make something, make it for yourself. Make something that makes you laugh, make something that entertains you, and that'll bring you out to the world, and that way people can see who you are, like, as the real person as you exist.
Authenticity is the key.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. All the best to you. We're looking forward to more that's to come. I'm sure there's going to be plenty. Markiplier's original YouTube special, A Heist with Markiplier, is available now.
What a nice interview. Boy, that guy really did find his passion. And he seems so unassuming, like you would imagine if you're a gazillionaire and you've got billions of followers.
And I think that's what's so awesome about him, that kind of
Humility.
humility, exactly.
I like his advice too. Find what makes you happy.
Yes.